Fog.
"There is not much to tell," Lasaco said painfully. "When I left my home, I could not find my way. The fog was so heavy, and its smell was not right."
Stephen's eyes sparkled with interest under the thick mask. "How did it smell? What did it remind you of?"
"I don't know. Wait. Once I was in the big powerhouse at the dam, and it smelled like that."
"Ozone?" Court shook his head. "Well," he urged.
"The fog was cold at first, and then it seemed to grow warmer. I had this strange feeling it was getting inside of me. My lungs began to burn like fire. My heart beat faster. I was hungry, yet I had just eaten. Doctor," Losico said suddenly, without moving, "I am changing, more and more. When it started, I did not change much, but now I feel like something that is not a man. Can you hear my voice?"
"Yes," Court soothed.
"That is odd. My mind is so wonderfully clear, but my senses, I do not seem to hear with my ears, nor speak with my tongue. I feel strong, though, and hungry."
His scrawny head slumped, and Court saw that he had lost consciousness. Whistling softly, with grim abstraction, Court returned to the main hospital where the others waited. Doffing his suit, he questioned Granger. "It's progressive, isn't it? Doesn't the radiation get stronger?"
"Why, yes," the physician replied. "For a time, anyway. Losico was fearfully hungry. His metabolism was high, and this radiation got stronger every time we fed him. Yesterday, though, he refused to eat."
"But he's hungry," Stephen protested.
"So he says, and still he won't eat. The radiation is much fainter now."
"I see," Court muttered. "Get me a guinea pig, will you? A rabbit will do just as well if you don't have a guinea pig. I want to try something." Putting on the armor again and carrying a wriggling guinea pig, Court went back to the patient. Losico was still unconscious. For the first time, Court hesitated, staring at the pale aura surrounding Losico's body. Then he slowly extended the guinea pig till its furry side touched the patient's hand. Gently, the weak, bony fingers constricted. Closing upon the tiny animal, they did not harm it, though it struggled frantically to escape. The little beast went limp, seemed, amazingly, to grow smaller. Swiftly, the phosphorescent gleam surrounding Losico grew brighter. "So that's the way," Court muttered under his breath. He disengaged the guinea pig from the skeleton fingers and examined the animal. It was dead as he expected. Court silently returned to the others. "You haven't been feeding him the right way," he explained, struggling out of the armor. He gave it to Granger, who put it on. "Losico is changing, slowly and steadily, into some form of life that is definitely not human. At first he ate normally, though in vast quantity. As his basic matter altered, Losico lost the power to absorb food as we do, internally. He gets the energy direct, like a vampire, to put it melodramatically. He will kill any living being that touches him."
"Good God!"
Granger cried in a shocked voice.
"We can't let him live, Court."
"We must, because I need him. I have to study the course of the plague in its natural progress. Losico must be fed whatever he needs now, rabbits, guinea pigs, and so on. I shall take him to my home as soon as the special ambulance gets here." Sammy shuffled forward, wide-eyed with fear, but desperately stern.
"Stevie, don't take any chances."
Court ignored the old man, as he ignored everyone else when his mind was absorbed. "Marion, unpack my equipment. The ambulance should be here by tomorrow or the next day. In the meantime, I want to check every angle. Be sure that there's a supply of small animals for the patient. I don't know yet how much energy he needs, but he's broadcasting it at a terrific rate." Granger, clumsy in the lead suit, already left the room. Court looked at his watch. Lucky I got here in time. If Losico had died— "Can you save him?" she asked eagerly. "Of course not. I don't want to, even if I could. I want to stop the plague, and to do that I must watch it run its course in a test subject. Losico happens to be the only one we know about. There may be new cases at any time, but I can't afford to wait. For all I know, there may never be another case till the final crack-up. Then it will be too late to do anything." "What do you intend?" Marion asked, trying to hide her disappointment. "I shall take Losico back home with me, keep him in isolation, and feed him whatever may be necessary. Eventually the plague will run its course. Losico may not die, but he may have to be destroyed." The door slammed open. Granger burst into the room, ripped off the lead suit. His gnomish face was gray with horror. "Court, he's dead." "What?" Court's jaw trembled with indecision. "No, he can't be. It's unconsciousness." But already he was snatching the suit from Granger. "Get me adrenaline, quick! Another guinea pig!" They sprang to obey. Bearing his equipment, Court raced away. The minutes ticked slowly past, lagging unendurably. At last he came back. His shoulders slumped. "You're right, Granger," he muttered. "Losico's dead. I was too late." "You—" the physician hesitated, biting his lips in helplessness. "You'll want to have an autopsy?" "No, it's no use. I must watch the progress of the plague on a living being. A corpse is no good for my purposes. I must wait. Perhaps the plague will strike again. I don't know." Court went to the window and looked out, his back to the others. "Take precautions with the burial," he said after a time, speaking in a strange, tight voice. "The contagion can still be spread. No one must touch him without lead armor. You will cremate him, of course." Marion came across the room to stand beside him. "You're not giving up, are you?" she whispered. "No, but I'm at a dead end now. Every hour I delay may mean—" The others had shuffled despondently out of the room. "We're going back, then?" Marion asked. "Yes, I'll take a few specimens from Losico's body, but it's useless. I can't bring back life to a dead man. Damn him!" he snarled with sudden fury. "Why did he have to die?" Marion's lips trembled, and she turned away. Court, after a brief hesitation, replaced the lead-glass helmet and went into the wing. He could, as a matter of routine, take samples of Losico's blood and skin, though he knew that would do little good. Court opened the door of Losico's room and stopped abruptly, catching his breath. The blood drained from his cheeks. He reached out, almost blindly. "Sammy!" he whispered. "Oh my God, you fool!" The old man stood motionless beside the bed. In the dimness his face could not be seen. His scant white hair was pale as silver. "Hello, Stevie," he said gently. "Don't go off the handle now. After all, I'm not so young any more, and you needed a case of this plague to experiment on. If it's as contagious as you say, I guess I sure enough got it by now." "Sammy," Court whispered through dry lips. "Why?" He could not go on. "Why?" the old man shrugged. "I don't know. I told you about that plague down south, with women and kids dying like flies. I know what that's like. If I can help you save women and kids, Stevie, I figure I've done a pretty good job. So it's up to you now, boy. It's up to you." Chapter 8. The Mystery of Drogear. Ardath was worried. As he sat, immersed in thought, within the laboratory of the Golden Ship, he felt that he was little nearer to his goal. The barbaric hordes that overran the earth in this new era promised little. Only in the far eastern lands did the flame of civilization burn. But would Ardath find a super-mentality there? Would there be one he could take with him to a future age, to find a suitable mate?